Hi, everybody.
Hey,
Hi.
Tony.
Wow. This show, Rob, this show has grown tremendously. I mean, look who you're working with. F. Murray Abraham, all these,
Oh.
and of course, the beautiful Charlotte. Um, Man, you're the luckiest man in the world.
Yeah, it's been a great ride, and we're really happy with where we've been and where we're going.
Charlotte, are you working with the writers? Do you write your stuff as well?
I mean, the writers on this show are all like actual geniuses, so I would never presume to take credit for like the words coming out of my mouth. One thing that is really cool about the show and the way that Rob works is that it is very collaborative. Like everybody really has a voice, and we get to improvise on set a lot, which is really fun. So I think that there's definitely like a mix of like taking these like incredible and like amazingly formed ideas that come out in the scripts and then getting to play with it a little bit as we're shooting.
I'm always, ecstatic when I see Mythic Quest because I just love the people that you get to play with, not only on camera, Rob, but behind the scenes. I mean, you've got the best crew I think ever.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, we're really proud of the show, and everybody that is a part of it has been very carefully chosen, and we recognize that it's just sometimes it's just an alchemy that happens, and it either works or it doesn't. But we very clearly have chemistry with one another on camera and then also off.
I'm really interested to hear about Everlight. I mean, can you release some secrets?
Yeah, so Everlight, we for season two, we wanted to put the pandemic behind us, put it in the past. But we realized that we couldn't just move on from it completely, at least without honoring the fact that this transition back to a sense of normalcy is going to be really difficult, both practically and emotionally. And so, how can we address that in a way that feels like it is paying respect to people all going through that process? And then by the end of it, recognizing that it's over, and now we're going to look towards an optimistic future in 2021 and on.
Charlotte, two questions. What do you think audiences, brand new audiences to Mythic Quest, are going to pull, and why the phony Australian accent?
I'll answer the second question first, which is that I'm Australian,
Yeah.
and my accent is weird. And Rob makes fun of it all the time too, because I think I've spent a lot of time. You do, because I spent a lot of time in the States, and so my accent's gotten kind of weird. And then sometimes you'll be like, that day that you sent me that text after ADI, you were like, "Can you do it in your normal accent?" And I was like, "Oh God, what am I doing now?" You were, of course,
I was
joking and
I
messing
joking.
can,
with me.
I
I know
can
you
hear
were messing with me, but I'm so insecure about it now.
I can hear the Aussie now. It was
Yes.
just a little throwing. Well, what do you think audiences are going to pull from Mythic Quest if they haven't seen it already?
I mean, I think that the great thing about the show is, we're very authentic to the subject that we're trying to cover, which is game development, and there's a lot of really fun stuff to explore there. But ultimately, what we are is a workplace comedy, and I think that those kinds of shows were the things that have always comforted me when I've like gone through tough times. And I'm hoping that this is going to be the kind of show that people can jump into and binge the first and second season and feel that same kind of like warmth that you feel when you sit down and watch any kind of fun workplace comedy.
Yeah, I think this show is so binge worthy. Rob, Charlotte, thank you guys so much for your time, and thank you for this gift of Mythic Quest. It is so much fun to watch.
Thank you, Tony.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi,
Good
good
morning.
morning.
I am so excited to talk to you. This is becoming one of those shows that people are just waking up to. It is just hilarious. I'm going to start with Jesse. Are you involved in the writing of your character as well as the performing of your character?
Well, this season, I was welcomed into the writers' room. I was more of a fly on the wall, but I got to participate a bit, and it's like a yes and no question. Like the scripts are written, I read the lines, and I feel like they're. I don't know, David. What would you say? Do I help write Joe?
Well, Jesse's actually a really great writer, and initially this part wasn't didn't even exist in the pilot. But Jesse was so great that we were like, we gotta write something for her. Maybe she can be Ian's assistant or something. We sort of got to scrambling. And so, yeah, we welcomed her into the room because she's a writer, and because if you can bring, much like in Sunny in Philadelphia, if you can bring the actor into the room and they can contribute and help shine a light on their character, and it's literally their voice because they'll be saying it, it really does help. I tend to write a lot of my stuff specifically. If we're dividing up scenes, I'll take my own scene because it's just easier to write for yourself, and it's always easier to write for someone that you know and understand the dynamic.
And David, with everything that you do, I mean, you're a producer, you're an actor, you're a writer. Do you have a favorite hat you wear?
Father.
Yeah.
Yeah. But besides, the real answer? No.
That was a
I like it
lovely
all.
answer, by the way. Breathtaking.
Yeah, you can cut there. Just cut there, and then I'll be way more likable. No, in regards to that question, it really is a mix of all of it, because just the acting alone doesn't necessarily fulfill me, but just the writing alone doesn't fulfill me. I've got to be in front of the screen, you know. So it really is a mix of both, and that's always what I'm trying to. Sort of my goal is to work on something where I can write and perform. It just gives you a nice balance.
Well, it also gives you a bit of control over things as well, which I think is important for a series like this, because it is so it's just off the ropes as far as I'm concerned. It's just like an invisible telephone. People want to look inside how a production is or how we do this, and yet you don't really show that, do you?
Well, I mean, we try to make a show that is just a real fun office comedy about a world that a lot of people don't really know about, and I certainly didn't know that much about it. I mean, I think we all play video games to some extent, but do you really know, how the sausage is made? And I think pairing that with the fun of people from Always Sunny in Philadelphia and our sensibilities and the cast that we have is made for a good show that we're really proud of.
Jesse, you've been involved with some great ensemble casts. I mean, Veep. You've got Better Call Saul. What do you learn new stuff from every set that you're on? Is it all a big education?
Yeah, it really is. I feel like it's crazy. I get paid to take this master's class, and it's been incredible. I mean, I've gotten to work with so many of my comedy idols, and it's thrilling. I'm really grateful and honored. And
I am blushing.
I think she's talking about F. Murray Abraham, I think.
No,
that makes more sense.
David Hornsby.
That makes more sense.
David Hornsby is an incredibly talented, classically trained actor, and it's really funny working with him, because it's like disarming sometimes how skilled and talented he is, and how he's able to like kind of throw it away and be supernatural with it. And so I definitely try to be like David.
My acting is definitely supernatural.
Again, Mythic Quest is, if you haven't seen it, discover it and then tell everybody about it. It's on Apple TV Plus. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Tony.
Bye-bye. I have to start out by just letting F. Murray Abraham know that I know you had just a small part in this movie, but They Might Be Giants is still one of my favorite films of all time.
Oh, wow. What a memory.
George C. Scott, Joanne Woodward. It was just hilarious.
A wonderful cast, wasn't it? Wasn't it great?
It was.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good memory. Thank you very much.
Well, you're welcome. And thank you all again for this time this morning. Mythic Quest is one of those shows that I think people are discovering every day, and it is just hilarious. It's all about ego, eccentricities. It's just amazing how you guys do what you do. I think I'm going to start with Ashley. Every set has got to be an education. What are you learning from your cast members?
Oh my God, what am I not learning? I really feel like it's such a masterclass in everything being on the set. I mean, I'm learning about directing, editing, acting, writing. It's a collection of the most talented group of people that I've ever worked with. And I feel like every day I go to set and there's never a dull moment, and I'm learning so much from every single person that I'm around. It's really remarkable. And the amazing thing about our bosses, about Megan, Rob, and David, is that they encourage that. They want us to learn. They want us involved in the process. They encourage us to ask questions, to give feedback. So it really is this really lovely experience where there's sort of a give and take, and there's so much to absorb. And what's nice is that the people in charge want you to absorb everything that you can. So yeah, it's great.
Eamon, before I start chatting with you, thank you so much for all you do as far as your charity work. I think you're just amazing as far as your giving spirit. So thank you for what you do for the world. But as we talk about this, is comedy easy for you?
I started with comedy. So, I started with Everybody Hates Chris, and that was the very first gig that I ever did. So I kind of got my footing there. And so being on a show like Mythic Quest, I feel like I'm back home. I'm back to my roots, if I should say. But I feel like I just consider myself just an actress. I could do drama, I could do comedy, I can do it all.
Um, F. Murray, are you always learning new stuff on sets as well?
Oh, absolutely. This is a whole new world. I mean, this gaming thing is like, you should see them trying to teach me how to play those games. They have such a they really laugh at me. They think I don't know they're laughing at me, but I do. No, I'm learning something. But we should also mention when we talk about working with each other and respecting and enjoying each other,
Mm.
it extends to the crew, by the way.
Yeah.
The crew absolutely is part of this whole process. Am I right?
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah, and in these interviews, when they always talk about your co-stars and all of that, but boy, you do have one of the best crews around. I mean, right to the grips,
Yeah.
the gaffers, everyone involved with this thing is so dedicated, and it shows in the final product.
Yeah. Yes.
With just seconds left, are you excited for the new season of Mythic Quest? Is it are you going nuts with anticipation?
Oh, absolutely. I am. I'm so proud of this. There's such great new work, new innovations, and it's still as sexy and funny as it was in the first place. And
Well,
smart. Don't forget smart.
well, that's what makes comedy is how smart it is. Again,
Yeah.
thank you all for your time this morning. I know it's short, but again, it's Mythic Quest. It's on Apple TV Plus, and you guys are just fabulous. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.